Hello everyone and welcome back. We are here looking at the new Athearn Genesis GP39-2, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time today to introduce my new series and a new project that I'll be working on over the course of the next couple of weeks and maybe the next couple of months. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but you never know with big weathering projects. Today's video, I just wanted to talk about comparing the model to the prototype reference photos I'll be using, and talk about some of the different things I'm noticing and how we might go about them in the future. I hope this is a instructive video series. I'm certainly going to be trying a lot of new techniques, and so learning along the way, experimenting, and yeah, hopefully it just is a good reminder to not be afraid to take some chances and try new things and be okay with making mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So without further ado, let's take a look at the model. Just starting on this side of the model, one of the things I really want to tackle well are the trucks. And looking at the prototype photo, it seems like each quadrant, if we divide the trucks into quarters or divide each one into half, each quadrant or around each axle or wheel, it has a subtly different weathering pattern, and so I'm going to try to achieve that. Probably do a lot of the base work with acrylic washes, maybe a little bit of oils, but then go back in with maybe some more oils and acrylic washes to kind of really differentiate between each part of the truck and bring that detail out. There also might be a good opportunity for dry brushing along some of these details that are protruding a little bit, and kind of add a little artificial highlight to make them stand out. Same with the rear truck. A good opportunity for detail work and detail weathering there. Along the fuel tank, there's a really distinct weathering pattern where kind of along the vertical edge, it's fairly, gray and grimy, of course, but with some streaking. But then up in here, there's a really distinct accumulation of grime that I'll have to replicate and kind of add a nice shadow right along that edge there. Working up, starting with the cab, there's a little bit of distinct weathering on some of these panels here. The Union Pacific Herald is very faded, and the letters up here are, or the numbers, excuse me, the numbers are peeling, and so it'll be really cool to go in with some white or light gray paint and do a little peeling effect there. The yellow on the cab, of course, and really the whole locomotive is going to need to be faded quite significantly. Luckily, the gray is a nice start for us. For the yellow, I'm definitely going to work with my acrylics just because that's what I'm comfortable with. But I also picked up some artist oils, Naples yellow, which is like a very pale yellow, and titanium buff, which is kind of a yellowy tan, white-ish color. And so I'm going to try some oil rendering with these. I might need to go back to the art store and pick up a few more colors if need be, but hoping that these colors here and some of the other oils I have can help add to the distinctive look of this locomotive, in addition to our acrylics I'll be using. Again, we talked about some of the streaking fades along here. Moving now to the long hood, all of the grills will need to be darkened significantly. And then the red stripe along here, it's looking at the prototype photo, it looks like it takes on many different colors and varieties. There's a really kind of maroon, brown, red here, especially over the Union Pacific lettering that'll need to be faded, as well as the Pacific lettering. Most of those letters are white, so we'll go in and do that, of course, with some fading. There's some grime buildup along the walkway. The handrails will actually need to be weathered. And then along the cab roof, significant weathering along the angled roof area here, along the AC unit, and along the top. Looks pretty grimy and sooty around the fans here, so looking forward to that for sure. Okay, here we are looking at the other side of the model, and unfortunately the reference photos for this side are not as good as the other side, but the one that I do have, which I'll show now, does provide good detail for the cab and the nose here, and some of the weathering going on there, as well as the walkways, the front pilot and the plow, couplers, etc., the walkways along the side of the unit, and as well as the roof, which is very sooty. And so yeah, I think along the roof would be a lot of oils, some washes, and then some building up grime with oils. Again, acrylic work to fade the yellow and the lettering, and then coming in with those oils that I talked about earlier for the other side of the model to add some different color variation. I'm gonna have to look harder for some photos of the I'm at a loss for words. The trucks, the trucks and the details around there. Otherwise, I'll just have to kind of do a variation of the other side. And again, the fan details I will also take a look at. I may try to take a look and weather the inside of the cab. I don't know how realistic or feasible that is. I would hate to start pulling the model apart in a way that is irreparable, and knowing my luck, that would probably be the case. So I'm going to err on the side of not worrying about that for a little bit and just focusing on the rest of the model. So like I said at the beginning of this video, there is a lot of footage to come. I will take my time working through that, and hopefully can provide some good explanations of the process and some techniques and where I learned them from. I will be sure to give credit where credit is due to other weathering, or I should say the weathering masterminds, where a lot of this stuff comes from. And yeah, hopefully show everyone how to apply it to their models, and really looking forward to it. Like I said, I think it'll be a great challenge, and really great to get it on the layout and operating. So with that being said, if there are any aspects of this locomotive and the weathering process that you are curious to see, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.